Of course. Here's the full translation of the story into English, preserving the original narrative flow and tone. In the winter of 1959, a group of 9 Russian students from the Ural Polytechnic Institute set off on a skiing expedition toward Mount Otorten in the northern Ural Mountains. The group was led by a young man named Igor Dyatlov, and all of them were experienced and skilled mountaineers. The trip was meant to test their abilities in the harsh winter conditions. They left with enthusiasm, keeping journals and taking photographs along the way, and everything seemed perfectly normal. But after days of complete silence and no communication, their families began to worry, and search teams were sent to find them. What was discovered was terrifying and difficult to believe. Their tent was found pitched on a snowy slope, but it had been torn from the inside out, as if those inside had escaped in a hurry from some immediate threat. There were no signs of a struggle near the tent, but the group's footprints were clearly visible in the snow, barefoot or wearing only socks, leading toward a nearby forest, even though the temperature had dropped below -30 degrees Celsius. At the edge of the forest, 2 bodies were found lying near a pine tree, almost naked, and it appeared that they had tried to start a small fire for warmth. One of them had severely burned hands, as if they had gotten too close to the flames. As the search continued, the rest of the bodies were found, one by one. Some of them were wearing parts of others' clothing, suggesting that people had died gradually and the survivors took their clothes in a desperate attempt to stay warm. But the injuries found on some of the bodies were horrific and unexplainable. One girl was missing her tongue, one had a crushed skull, and another had a shattered ribcage, yet none of them had any visible external wounds that could explain such damage. It was as if some immense force had crushed them from the inside without leaving a mark on the surface. The official investigation conducted by Soviet authorities at the time was quickly closed, and the cause of death was listed as a mysterious natural force. That vague phrase opened the door to endless speculation. Dozens of theories emerged, ranging from a secret military experiment gone wrong, to an attack by an unknown creature, to hallucinations caused by infrasound or cosmic phenomena. Some even suggested a small nuclear explosion, especially since some of the victims' clothing contained unexplained traces of radiation. What added to the mystery was the fact that the authorities banned access to the site for years afterward, which only deepened suspicions that something was being covered up. Even though the case was reopened in more recent years, every new explanation raises more questions, and the mystery remains unsolved to this day. 9 mountaineers set off on a skiing trip toward the mountain, and never came back. What happened there?